As an e-commerce store, your product page is arguably one of the most critical pages on your website if you're looking to drive more sales and conversions. So why is it that some websites have product pages that convert less than 1%, whereas others have product pages that convert 5, 6, even sometimes upwards of 10% with the right traffic source? Well, that's because the best product pages out there leverage everything we know about consumer psychology and human behavior. Why do we do the things we do? What makes us put off a decision versus making a decision right now? And no, I'm not talking about adding a sale countdown timer to your page. These are often very deeply rooted things that a lot of the time people wouldn't even be able to tell you why it worked. Well, in this video, I'm going to be dissecting a very high converting product page element by element to show you what things you can start implementing on your own product pages to begin seeing a significant increase in your conversions. So let's dive straight in. So I'm going to walk you through an example here of a very high converting product page in the skincare industry. But the principles I'm going to be showing you can apply to any industry. So as we're going through this, I just want you to think about how you can apply some of these same principles to your own website and to your own product pages. I'm also going to be linking in the description below to a summary list of all of the key elements on this page, what make it so successful, and the different elements on this page that lead to building more trust, creating more desire, and ultimately producing more conversions from this page. But make sure you watch this video first so you've got the context and you understand how to actually apply these principles. So one of the first things you'll notice here is how they've condensed all of the need to know information into what we call the above the fold content. So this is what the user is going to see before having to scroll down. Now, obviously you'll have to factor in how this looks on mobile, because mobile is generally going to look different and you might not be able to fit everything you need to in mobile, but you want to think about the order and sequence and not making things too wordy without breaking up the text with images and icons and things like that, so it's easy for people to digest the information that they need to see. So you'll notice here how SolarWave are actually using these kind of what are you going to get from using this product. Glowing skin, lifted and toned appearance, fade blemishes, depuff. So they're speaking into those outcomes and those transformations that people are actually looking for, which allows them to know they're in the right place. And instead of just putting all of this as blurb in the product description and having this as copy, it helps to break up the text and make it more digestible at a glance. The other thing they've very cleverly done here is to address common objections that people might have. So for example, when buying a product like this, which is obviously a high-tech device, it's not cheap, they've got this text just under the add to cart button here saying easy returns and 1-year warranty to give people that assurance. You always want to be thinking about this. This is particularly important in industries like fashion, for example, where people are going to be thinking, how quick can I get it? Because they might be buying a particular item of clothing for an event they've got coming up. They're probably wondering, what if it doesn't fit me? Is it going to be easy to return? Now, it's not simply enough to say, oh, we have a returns policy at the bottom of our page or the tabs at the bottom. It's so important you address these concerns early on. Otherwise, you risk losing people before they have even scrolled down on your page. The next thing you'll notice with this product page is that they have very high quality assets and imagery, and very diverse imagery as well. From people using the actual product to before and after shots with testimonials, to some of the benefits the product gives, to even product explanations in terms of some of the technical specification and how the product actually works. The reason this diversity is so important is because some people respond better to those more visual cues or those more emotional cues where they can see things like case studies and results. Other people want to understand the details on how does this work? What am I actually buying here? Whereas other people are more led by the lifestyle shots and showing the product in action. They've even got these animated images so people can very quickly and easily see and understand how this works. Now, another thing these guys do really well is, as you'll notice, as I scroll down here, I can still see the images, but I can also see clips of people using it. Now, this is an extremely clever strategy because it not only adds to the social proof element here by me seeing lots of other people using the product, so it's helping to build trust and credibility, but it's also helping to build my desire because I'm seeing that product in action and I'm getting closer and more confident to actually wanting to buy this for myself. As we then come down the page, we've got even more social proof here with features that these guys have been in, customer results. Another thing you'll notice as we scroll down, this add to cart button has shifted from being up here into turning into a sticky button. That way, people are never far away from being able to very easily just add this to their cart. So some people might be ready to buy straight away. For other people, they might not have seen what they wanted to see yet. What SolarWave are doing here is they're making sure that when people have the right information they need, they can very easily just click add to cart. So they're making that entire process seamless and frictionless for somebody to buy. So for example, maybe I'm wondering, well, how often do I need to use this? Great, I've then got this step by step in terms of how this actually works. I may be wondering how I even use it. Well, they've got a video on how to actually use the SolarWave. They've then got an FAQ section here. So you can see what they're doing here is dispelling all of these potential objections and reasons that I might have to not buying this product. And this is one of the most important things to think about with any product page, regardless of what industry you're in. It's not so much about trying to sell people or make it a really salesy page. It's just about thinking, what are the reasons, what are the objections, the very valid concerns somebody might have to not buying your product? Is it because they feel it's like everything else out there in the market? Is it because they don't understand how to use it? Is it because it's not clear they're going to be able to get it as quickly as they need to? Is it because they're worried that it might not work for them and they're not sure whether or not they can return it? Is it because of some allergies they have and they have specific questions around that? You want to make sure that all of these questions are covered on your product page. Now, in terms of the order that you need to structure all of these elements in, this is really just going to come down to testing and gathering data and insights from your customers. Speak to your customers when they buy your product. Understand why they chose to buy. Understand what were their concerns before buying. If you can really take the time to get to know your customers, you'll start to understand those things that are preventing people from buying, or what are the things that are actually leading them to buy. You can also run A/B testing on your website, so you can split multiple versions of the page and experiment with different orders of information, and then analyze the heat maps and session recordings using platforms like Lucky Orange, Hotjar, or Microsoft Clarity to find where you're currently losing the most visitors, and then swap out a particular element on that page for another one that retains more users and then leads to more conversions. I just want to demonstrate this further by showing another skincare product. Now, naturally, this is a slightly different product. It's a moisturizer as opposed to an actual device, but the same principles apply here. You'll notice with this one, there is a huge lack of diversity in terms of the shots. There's no lifestyle shots. There's no before and after. How is my skin going to look? How does this cream even look? How do I know it's of high quality? I can't even see the add to cart button without scrolling here. And there's just a huge amount of text and options on this page, all of similar font sizes, so my eyes naturally don't know where to look. If I go back to SolarWave, however, you'll notice they've only got 4 items in their menu header. Their shop is actually broken down very cleverly into sub-menus to make it easier for navigation and remove distraction from this page. And you'll notice as we come down on this one, there's just a huge lack of information. They've gone straight into the ingredients here. They've got a very short FAQ on delivery and returns, but that's about it. You've got a question here around returning the item where they're then driving people to a returns policy page. This is an absolute killer for conversions because I'm now having to go to another page on your website. I'm having to read a policy which nobody wants to do. So instead of just giving me a clear answer, can I return it within 30 days? Can I not return it? And this isn't me saying to get rid of your policy pages, because naturally the terms and conditions are important from a legal perspective, but give me the answer instead of making me leave your product page,
click onto here, because there's a very good chance you're just going to lose me after this.
So you might now be wondering how you can start running your own experiments, testing and optimizing your page over time. Well, in this next video coming up, I'm going to be showing you how you can start doing exactly that in a very easy and simple way. I'll see you there.